This cartoon, made back in the 1950s, trumpeted the success of the American worker.
Meet Joe, the king of the workers of the world.
Hi, folks.
In the 50s, after 2 decades of depression and war, the American economy was taking off.
Joe's the king because he can buy more with his wages than any other worker on the globe.
The main engine of growing wealth per American, the economic concept of productivity.
Productivity is how much output, how many goods and services are made by 1 hour of work, and it is the whole entire key to economic growth. It's the key to why we have a higher standard of living than Tanzania or Zimbabwe or Hong Kong or anybody else. We just produce more stuff per hour than they do, and so the secret of a good life is making productivity higher and grow faster.
But how does productivity work? Let's travel with our regular Joe even further back in time.
Who's the character?
That's your grandfather, Joe.
Oh.
He had to work 69 hours a week to earn a living because he had only inexpensive hand tools and his own strength to help him make things. Your grandfather was a powerful man, yet his strength equaled only 1/10 of a horsepower. You have hundreds of horsepower in this costly giant of a machine to multiply your strength and efficiency 1,000 times. This makes it possible for you to earn more than any worker in history.
But why America? One reason, it began with vast land and resources, but very few people to exploit them. So Europeans brought labor-saving devices, America got really good at developing them, and we're still at it, in ways large and small. For example, at this highway intersection outside Chicago, motorists often need to make a pit stop. When we visited, the manager of this Amoco station was betting that drivers would pull in here instead of across the street once they learned of a productivity breakthrough that gave him a restroom advantage.
How long has it been in use now, continuously?
It was cleaned about 4 hours ago.
4 hours ago.
Yes.
And so, let's see, the toilet bowl, well, it's got a little hair.
Not exactly antiseptic, but for a gas station, this is pretty clean.
The floor, well, I guess we've been tracking.
It's raining out, so it's tracked.
Right. Oh, look, there's even graffiti in the last 4 hours here.
In Magic Marker, a local gang has announced that the El Kings rule.
See, I can't even get it off. It's
rubbing
still
in,
there.
yeah.
Okay, so you're going to then clean this now?
We'll clean it, we'll close it up now, and we'll start it, and we'll watch it go through.
This is a self-cleaning bathroom, a prefabricated unit being market tested at this station. Like a dishwasher, you close it, push a button, and it washes and dries itself in 22 minutes flat. What can't get wet stays outside. We'll see in a moment if it works, but one thing's for sure, it's trying to do its bit to increase American productivity.
Can you run this gas station now with fewer people?
I could run it with fewer hours used. It probably cuts down about 2 hours worth of work.
2 hours worth of work?
Yes.
So you can hire people for shorter shifts now?
Right.
So that increases the productivity of this station?
Yes, it does.
The payroll here has been cut by 14 hours a week just with the bathroom. Add that to efficiency gains from credit card transactions, self-service pumps, and this station was run by one person per shift, generating more output, or GDP, per hour of work.
Each year, the people of America invest billions of dollars to create new plants and equipment.
50 years later, it's trillions of dollars, much of it invested by the people of other lands, but the point's the same. Productivity depends on money saved for investment, depends on the circulation of capital.
More machinery, more stuff for moving things from here to there, better machinery, computers, all that sort of thing. Think of all that variety of machineries as capital. That's what you get by creating capital, by investing. And one way of increasing the productivity of a worker is by giving him or her more capital to work with.
But it turns out capital isn't the whole story of productivity. We've had a lot more economic growth per person than capital invested per worker over the years. The economic term to explain this so-called residual growth, total factor productivity.
And what it reflects is the fact that as time goes on, the modern economy is able to extract more output out of any mixture of labor and capital that you give it, the economy can get more out of. And probably the fundamental component of that is technology. But it may also depend on things that you wouldn't think of as technological, like the way assembly lines are laid out, or the way the flow of work in an office is organized, or the ability of the modern economy to use its inputs more efficiently.
The unexpected payoffs to investing in technology, broadly defined, have given America growth per person we now take for granted. But productivity has brought us a long way from where we were just 100 years ago.
People spent almost half their budget on food. The main life expectancy was 43. So we've had a remarkable transformation for all the problems we've had in the 20th century and for all the risk we've encountered with the explosion of technology, with chemistry and physics as the foundational sciences and innovation. We have created a tremendous expansion of economic well-being that even the income figures greatly dwarf, because we've given people 75% more life per person.
The benefits of productivity growth, from the sublime to the slightly ridiculous. But does this latest miracle work? Well, the toilet looks spotless, the floor too.
And now let's see the graffiti.
And the graffiti came off.
Completely gone. The Yale Kings no longer rule. At least for the moment.
The self-cleaning bathrooms now rule.
And Joe rules, according to our cartoon. Because so long as productivity keeps growing faster in America than anywhere else,
Then Joe will continue to be the king of the workers of the world.
You said it, brother.
unfortunately, this isn't really the end of the story. Productivity has losers as well as winners, losers including in recent years American factory workers like Joe himself. But that's a story for another video.